phones, Babylons can't crack the code.
If you ask anyone about Tennessee football, you're more than likely going to hear about how Tennessee used to have a rich tradition in football and used to be one of the better SEC football teams and just have a very good history in their football program. But we'll also hear about how they've been falling apart these last few seasons. And now in the 2021 college football offseason, Tennessee is literally in a nuclear fallout. If you have not been paying attention to the college football world right now and college football news recently, I will catch you up right now. Recently, in December of 2020, literally last month, the NCAA started up an investigation on the Tennessee Volunteers football program. And so far in this investigation, the NCAA found out Tennessee was violating some serious NCAA rules, especially on the recruiting side of things. And since Tennessee is violating the serious rules of the NCAA, of course people are going to get fired. The head coach, Jeremy Pruitt, got fired along with 9 other football staff members. And it was even revealed how Tennessee broke these rules, and they even revealed one of the ways that they violated the NCAA's rules when Dan Patrick said Tennessee gave recruits cash in McDonald's bags. Now, it's been a huge rumor, especially in these past decades or couple decades in college football, when bigger schools, especially like Tennessee and even bigger than that, offer recruits money, cars, offering their families a lot of money to help them get them out of the bad situation, or even sometimes offering to move their families close to the university so they can see their son play at their school. But I've never heard of a team actually giving recruits money in McDonald's bags. It's just something I've never heard of before. Now, what makes this worse for Tennessee, and honestly a little laughable, is that it's clear that they cheated at this point and gave recruits money, and they've been having some really good recruiting classes these past few seasons, but Tennessee, they haven't been really anything these past few seasons under Jeremy Pruitt. In Jeremy Pruitt's first season in the 2018 college football season, he went 5-7. The next season, he went 8-5. And this past season, in the 2020 college football season, they were really hyped up in the preseason and even expected to be a team that was going to stay in the top 25 and make some damage in the SEC this season, and they went 3-7. I have to say this. It's one thing to cheat. It's another thing to get caught cheating. But it's a whole nother thing to get caught cheating and still finish below 500, not meet any of your expectations, and go 3-7. I fully understand that there's probably a lot of other schools that are on the same level of Tennessee in like being a big Power 5 school that are probably committing violations against recruiting and could potentially be giving money to recruits and or cars or anything like that. But something that I don't get, and I know the coaches still have to develop the players and still game plan well, but if you're going to cheat at all or violate any serious NCAA rules, especially with recruiting, at least win some games. Now, at the moment, it is very unknown what other violations that Tennessee has committed against the NCAA rules, and just seeing what they've done so far. The only thing that anyone actually knows what happens is when Dan Patrick said Tennessee gave recruits money in McDonald's bags, and my prediction is they've done a lot more than just that, because this situation would not be as bad as it's getting right now if they did not break more than just that. Now that I have brought you up to speed of what exactly is happening in the Tennessee football program, I am now going to be talking about what's been happening all this week at Tennessee since all the news has been breaking out about the violations they've been committing and all of that. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is the transfer portal for Tennessee. Now, Tennessee has definitely lost the most amount of people in the transfer portal so far in the 2021 college football offseason. And honestly, from the outside looking in, as time goes on, it just looks like Tennessee is going to lose more players to the portal every single day as the investigation ramps up and more stuff is released about what they've been doing. So far, Tennessee has had 23 players hit the 2021 transfer portal. Now, 2 of them have come back to the program and are no longer in the transfer portal, but the rest of them, they're still in the portal or they've already gone to a different team. Now, I will say this, it's not all because of the recruiting violations, but this week, they've had quite a bit of players enter the portal since the news has broke out about what Tennessee has done. And so far in the recruiting classes they have lost 2 of their 2021 commits this week and 1 of their 2022 commits. Not to mention, around the time when the investigation started by the NCAA, Tennessee actually had 5 decommitments. That's not even mentioning them losing their number 1 recruit in their 2021 recruiting class in Dylan Brooks, who requested to be released of his national letter of intent from Tennessee because of the situation going on right now, and now he's going to be going to a new team, and likely a team in the SEC as well. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens to Tennessee in these next coming weeks. It's going to be interesting to see what happens and what gets released of all they've done so far, of all their violations against the NCAA rules. It's going to be interesting to see what has happened so far with all their transfers, if they're going to get more people in the transfer portal. And with recruiting, it's going to be interesting to see if more people are going to decommit, if more people are going to request to be released of their national letter of intent. It's all up in the air right now, and it's very unpredictable, but it's definitely not looking great right now for the state of the Tennessee football program. All of this is not even mentioning that they've had 9 coaches get fired this past week. Jeremy Pruitt, their head coach, fired, and he was involved with a lot of the stuff that is going on right now because he oversaw all of it. And not only that, their athletic director, Philip Fulmer, retired. Like, this Tennessee program and everything involved with Tennessee football is going to be under a lot of fire going into the 2021 college football season. And it really seems like we're at the peak of the iceberg of the problems starting up at Tennessee. And the whole culture is just going to change in an instant because almost everyone's going to be gone. It's hard to explain. Like, this is something we have not seen in a long time. To all my Tennessee fans and viewers, subscribers to my channel, I just want y'all to know I'm not trying to make this video to bash Tennessee, bash any of the fan base, or bash any of the players on the team or who have even left the team. What I'm really making this video for is to report what's going on within the football program and to let my viewers and subscribers know what has been happening with Tennessee football this past week and pretty much what's been happening since December of 2020. But now that I'm at the end of my video, I want you guys to comment down below, what are your thoughts on this whole situation of what's happening at Tennessee? And before I head out, I gotta say my signature ending to my video. Remember to smash that like button, turn on them post notifications, and subscribe for more videos. B. Kelly, out!